Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Lady Nyca, and with this week's episode of Queen Sugar. This is season 4, episode 6 by the Spit. Child, now, this episode here, we met a lady I didn't care too much for. I didn't. Her name was Octavia. She is apparently Nova's former teacher, mentor, and now her puss. Okay, and I just it didn't even bother me, the younger woman ratio thing. That didn't bother me. What really bothered me was this woman seems to insert herself a lot, and she got one of them leeching spirits, and we'll get into it as more as I talk about this. Now, Nova had received a phone call that she's going on this little tour for this award, and she's very excited about it. And old girl, instead of congratulating her, seemed to kind of had casted kind of a dark cloud on it. You don't need awards for validation. You don't need other people to know that you are. And I'm like, where is all of this coming from? It's coming from a place of jealousy. Now, the reason why I didn't really see it for old Professor Old Puss is what I call her, is because on several occasions we saw her insert. Now there was this interview. First she inserted herself into this situation. She going on the tour with her. Then she's in the middle of an interview. And I admit the damn interviewer did give her a question that probably stumped her for a little bit. But I didn't like the way Professor jumps in. The interviewer asked Nova, did she feel that her activism was some kind of a way can be accounted for the reason why her sister is running for city council. Now, of course, we know the Borderlones are not talking to Nova right now because she, in fact, did write this book, and it's pretty much an expose of their family. She told things that it was not her place, in my opinion, for her to tell. So, it is kind of like hard for her to say whether or not she feels like her sister making moves now has anything to do with her. In fact, I don't think she even knew. But here go old girl jumping in to so-called save her, but still manages to mention herself somewhere in there. Then they're at a social event. Nice little old social event. Kind of snooty tooty. Not really, it's really out of Nova's league, but with her newfound success come new people that she has to hobnob with. So she's over there talking to this gang of women, and one of them brought up Calvin. And how one woman said she hoped it worked, and the other woman said she knew that it wouldn't work. And then they got into, old girl jumps in talking about we've all dated a white man before, with a room with a whole little clusterfuck of white women. Then she's telling Nova that Nova says she's not comfortable putting on these different faces. She likes to just be her authentic self. And old girl is telling her, well, sometimes you have to put on several faces when you are, I guess, elevating or whatever. Or if you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to learn how to roll with the punches. And in other words, learn how to be a little on the fake side. Now, as Nova's over here processing what she'd been told, another lady walks up to old Professor Old Puss, who I'm assuming she knows because they seem familiar with one another. And old girl said, I was just about to go over and talk to Nova because I have a project I think she would be ideal for. Instead of old girl saying, okay, that would be good, and making the introductions. No, she tells her that she don't think Nova's ready for it. However, she would be glad to lend her assistance. And I was like, that's it right there. Her time has come and gone. She's not as relevant anymore. And because she helped Nova along the way, she somehow feels like Nova's indebted to bring her along the way. And she gonna try to put her weight in as much as she can. She gonna basically ride off of Nova's back. And although I do not feel Nova in this season, I'm glad she overheard that conversation where a woman tried to sell herself and not sell Nova or diminish this woman from wanting to deal with Nova because she's offering her services. I'm glad she overheard that and later on told her that she, you can write the foreword for this book that they want me to be involved in, but I also feel that we have outgrown each other. And that happens, A good mentor helps you to a certain place, then they let you go and they let you go freely. They're not afraid of your success at all. That's what they want for you. But this woman is not a good mentor because she feels like somehow Nova is indebted to her to help her revive whatever time or period that she was popping. She wants Nova to help her do that. And while she's helping her do that by being a presence, she's also inserting herself to see who would probably want to work with her to help her revive whatever career she had. And I was here for her telling her that, they outgrew, I now outgrown you and moving on. Because this woman was not good for her. This is a lesson learned for Nova yet again. Now let's move on to Ralph Angel, Darling Blue. Now, Ralph Angel is apprehensive about counseling, like most black people are. We feel like counseling is something that we don't need, and Darla feels otherwise because now Blue knows that Ralph Angel is not his biological child. He knows it through by way of a child on a schoolhouse playground who was talking too much because he had overheard his parents talking about it. The very thing that he feared would happen with Nova letting his book out happened. And so now here we are. We see that Blue has returned back to the Kenya stage. He's playing with Kenya again and whatnot. And Ralph Angel don't really want to get him no counseling because he's fearing it. We oftentimes in our community fear what we do not quite understand, not understanding that what we're fearing is exactly what we probably need in order for us to get better, right? So, child, eventually we do see them meet up with this lady. And we learn Blue is going through some adjustment. He ain't at school. Like I said, Kenya has returned. The therapist told Blue, because he was kind of apprehensive himself about talking with the lady, to let Kenya tell her what he feels. And later on, she did come back and tell Darling Ralph Angel that Blue is actually progressing normally, and they'll see it more as, as he gets a little older, but he alright. Then she gave them some work to do themselves. She told them both to write down some future expectations for Blue, whether it be big or little, and automatically Darla was on it, baby. She was on it. Ralph Angel was looking like, damn, can I copy off your paper? Anyway, he was a bit stumped because he only thinks day to day. He thinks one day at a time and hopes that tomorrow he can survive, child, and they can make it. And that scene really took me back to my family counseling days. Yes, we have gone through family counseling as a family. And it reminded me that, we did an identical exercise. Basically, it was me and my two girls and my two boys were asked to do the very same thing. Now, me and my girls, we had it going down. We had it going down. We was right. But the boys kind of struggle. And what we learned is that they got to learn. They had to learn a better way. First of all, if you ain't got no plan, where you going? You ever see people who say that when they turn 30 and 40 years old, how did I get here? I don't understand. How am I here in this position? What happened? Well, most of the time you got there because you ain't ever had no plan. Plans give you something to work for, and it gives you some structure. And I'm so glad that we went through that because now I see the improvement they do have. They actually have a blueprint of their life. They understand that in that blueprint, things may, sometimes not progress as quickly as they wanted to, but they got a plan for their life, and they know the steps that they need to take to work toward their plans. Whereas before the counseling session, they had no idea. They was living day to day, and I don't recommend that for anybody. Everybody should have some form of a plan. Now, it may not work complete. It might not happen the way it is written out in your mind or on paper, but you need to have some type of plan, and also a plan of how you're gonna get there and work diligently toward that at all costs, child, okay? They becoming visionaries is what my boys is becoming now. And I love it. And I love seeing this scene because it took me back to that moment. We saw later that Blue was working on some little books with his animals and stuff and talking about how they communicate. And Ralph Angel say all living things communicate in their own little way. And then I learned something. I think it's mother pigeons. I learned that they actually lay their eggs, but the father's responsibility is to keep them warm. And even Blue had an aha moment because he said, much like how you are with me, Dad, you keep me safe and warm. And Ralph Angel began to get his vision. And I was like, yes. I love the dynamics of that relationship between that father and that son. That little boy brings a hell of a lot more. He is actually that glue that's kind of many a times kept his family together, but he also is his father's biggest inspiration. And so I was okay with that. Baby Ralph Angel went to writing on paper. Now I ain't see what he had, but he went to writing. Now it ain't no rest for the weary for Charlie. It ain't no rest for the weary. Charlie has decided to run for city council, and she must play a quick game of catch up. She out of her this ain't her league, child. We see folks coming to the campaign headquarters, even from other parishes, to lend their support. One in particular was Lady Genevieve, who Prosper seems to have taken a liking to old girl, and it seems to be reciprocated. I said, okay, come on with this senior citizen love. Child, they in there stuffing envelopes and talking and whatnot, and old Prosper say tonight he planning on cooking him. Oh, he planning on putting some old steaks on the grill and whatnot, and invited Miss Genevieve over. And I was like, let's see how this little woman gonna act. Miss Genevieve said, I bring the wine. I said, y'all better go ahead on. Y'all going on with that senior citizen 6. I ain't hating. Keep going, honey. Keep going. I ain't mad at you. That was cute. Then everything was going smooth. Then someone decides to throw a brick into the campaign office, through the campaign office window, and Charlie is nervous at this point. She's nervous for herself, and she's nervous about the people that were inside, namely Prosper and Miss Genevieve, because they could have been hit by their safety, okay? But Romero, is that his name, her boo thing? He had to remind her that, honey, this kind of come with the territory. And you got to be a force to be reckoned with, because they seem to be bothered by you about to announce this bid. So maybe it's time to step your game up a little bit. And he plans on helping her because, see, he said one of the biggest obstacles she needs to do is integration and getting to know these communities of people that she has no idea about. Now, she know what's going on the black side, but see, there's a other side of the track, the Hispanic community, led by Pastor Martinez, child. And he gonna help her get in with Martinez, at least help her make her introduction. So we see them go to this like Hispanic like gathering thing, all the church people, nice little community, like little family community, whatever, and Pastor Martin is there, and it's time for Charlie to make her introductions, and she goes over there to introduce herself, and baby Pastor was nice, but he wasn't friendly. Pastor wanted to know off the rip who she is and what she want, because he ain't never seen her around his parts before. And Charlie knew at that moment, this ain't gonna be no walk in the park. I'm gonna have to work for this. So the conversation got deep for me at that point, because she said, look, I ain't gonna lie, I've been on the other side, over there fighting for tooth and nail for what's really ours. And Pastor hit her with a statement that made me pause. Pastor say, while you all over there fighting, we over here maintaining. Meaning, we doing the work y'all not willing to do. Okay? But together, what a force that we can be. See, don't come over here asking me to get me and my people to support you in your movement. And then once you get there, you forget about us. And it made me start to think really deeply about even what's going on in this world today. What's going on with the illegal immigrants, the Mexican and Hispanic people who are being put out of this country. Now, I'm not saying that I don't feel that these people need to get their paperwork in order, of course. But I think that you should give them time to do that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just putting them out. Because once upon a time, not too long ago, the same way they treating these our brown sisters and brothers, they was treating us like that. And maybe right now they done gave us a little bit of a break to focus on them. I don't think we should forget about them. Well, I don't think we should throw them away like that. Again, I'm not saying be here illegally and getting up all no jobs and nothing like that. I'm saying get your paperwork together. But maybe if the brown and the black community united, we can get some things to really popping for each other. For us as a people. Because we are minorities, all of us. That was just something that hit my head. Maybe I went too deep with that, but that's how I feel. And I think after that conversation with Pastor Martinez, Charlie was pretty much able to understand where he was coming from, and she's ready to go to work. She gonna have to go to work, and I hope it's a success for her. Later on, we see her make her announcement that she's running and everything, and all I can say is good luck. I want to see Charlie win, baby. I want her to get all the way there and win. But we shall see. Now, let's talk about my favorite couple, Unvi and Hollywood. Unvi is having some bedroom problems. Hollywood confused and asks if she okay. She says she is. It's just not happening right now for them, and it don't always happen. Well, according to him, she usually beat him to the punch, and he won't know what's wrong, because, see, she have to motivate him oftentimes. And she just say that she don't feel well. But later on, we do see her call her doctor. And she's trying to see, is it a side effect possibly of some medications. And in my heart of hearts, I feel like I knew that her lack of enthusiasm in the bedroom had absolutely nothing to do with her lupus or her medication, which is what her doctor told her. It ain't got nothing to do with that girl. But the doctor did ask her, did she go through something traumatic recently? And of course she did, Jimmy Dale. So she has to face the fact that I'm a little off, because this man coming back into my life kind of triggered me. It did. Now we see her sitting there, and she's processing the fact that the mere presence of this man again has thrown me off my aura. When Hollywood come in with a whole motorcycle, child, he suited and booted. What he was trying to do was bring some excitement back into her and kind of pull her out of her funk. But she don't want to do that. She tells him to sit down, and she explains to him, I talked to my doctor, it ain't the medication. She said, Jimmy Dale coming back. Jimmy Dale coming back really kind of messed me up a little bit. And he's willing to be there for her. But she says to him, I think what I need right now is some time. And it was at that moment I got frustrated because, see, let me tell you something, Miss Violet Bordelon, whatever the hell Hollywood last name is, it escapes me right now. You can't continue to do that and keep that good man. This man has made sacrifice after sacrifice for you, and you keep making him take a back seat every time. You gotta figure some shit out about yourself. And I'm sorry your niece hurt you like that. I am. I feel like she's the scum of the earth for what she has done to this family. However, you cannot continue to push your man away every time you're going through something. He married you to show you he was there. He's there for you through the long haul, Miss Violet, Miss Pie, girl, sister, wife of mine. Okay? This man has done everything under the sun. This part of this show, see, this show here really be touching me in real life for real. Because I'm sitting here and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking to myself, this man ain't going to keep doing this for you. Because, see, I had a Hollywood once and I wasn't ready. And to this day, I have spoken with you guys about how I feel like that was a very big mistake. Because he was willing to be, for me, everything this man trying to be for Vi. He done married you. He ain't trying to invade your space. But that is your life partner. And when you got a life partner, you can't just tell him you need some space. What the hell does space mean? Somebody going to a hotel? he don't want to do nothing but love her and help be there to support and love on her as she goes through life's highways and byways. And each time we see her push him further and further away. And my fear is she gonna push him one time too many and he ain't gonna come back. And I sure don't want to see it. Because I like seeing these people together. But that was pretty much it. I mean, Charlie got it on with Ramon. Romero later on after the shindig down there to the with the Mexican people and Pastor Martinez, the Hispanic folks, I'm sorry. They got it in and everything because she liking and feeling some kind of way about him. Nyca and Kiki having some type of disturbance. I don't know what's going on really with that. If y'all want to fill me in because I missed the episode, you can do so down in the panel. But that was pretty much it that I recall on Wednesday night's episode. If I left anything out that you feel is important, the conversation always continues down in the panel section of my videos. I get down and I talk shit and swallow spit right back with y'all. So if you have anything you want to talk about that I left out, put it down there. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. Welcome to all of my new subscribers, y'all. I am so amazed that I'm seeing these numbers go up. I think y'all have had a chance to peruse the ambiance of the channel, so you know I'm not always windmilling. I do it sometime, babe, because people call me off the porch and I tend to answer these days. But I'm just a kind spirit. That's it. You know, I like the term that Duchess Kelly Love gave me. He called me the Black Phoenix, and I think I wear that proudly. You know, I really do. So welcome to all of my new subscribers. I want y'all to know, as I end every video, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember, on your way off the video, remember to thumbs up the video. Please always comment with me down there in the panel section. All of my links to how you can find me and how you can follow me on other platforms, always in the description box below this video's title. You can reach out to me and I'll reach out back to you. As long as you ain't trying to threaten me, we good, girl. If you have not subscribed to the channel already, please hit your subscribe button today. Also tap your notification bell is set to all, so that each and every time I go live from this channel or upload a video, you will be notified and you can come over and join in the conversation. Love After Lockup will come tomorrow. I have to go take my grandbaby back for the he done been with me for the summer, so I'm finna go love on him. And also y'all, I did do a short shit talking Saturday. You guys can check that out. I didn't go into a whole lot of topics. I just wanted to have a presence on the streets and let y'all know. Plus, I like getting, you know, I'm gonna get on camera because people have so much to say about the lady. So the lady had to show up and show out on camera to let you know, flaws and all. I get on this bitch and I rocks it. Okay, that's it. Y'all have a great remainder to your weekend. If you don't see me on camera again tomorrow, you will see me on camera again on Monday. But definitely I will have Love After Lockup up for you guys tomorrow. Have a great remainder to your weekend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and me. And I'll see you guys later, okay? Peace.